right. This is my goodbye to the 2023 to 2024 Los Angeles Rams. Before we get into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and let's dive in. So, man, what a year. You know, I haven't had a chance to really do this. I was kind of asked to just dive right into, you know, how things look following the loss. I was kind of asked to do 2 live streams right after seeing the Rams lose. And honestly, such a thrilling game, one of the best wildcard games you'll ever see, but such a brutal, disappointing, and controversial way to lose a game. Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest with you guys. I think this team is going to be right back here. They'll be winning in the first round. That first round might be the divisional round next year. I just can't stress enough how confident I am in a team coached by Sean McVay, a team with a quarterback, Matthew Stafford, who I totally echo Sean McVay's sentiment. There is not a quarterback in the league I would take over Matthew Stafford. There's not anyone else I'd want leading this football team. You know, running back in Kyren Williams, who, let's be honest, that is already the second best running back in the National Football League. He gets a chance to get better in the receiving game this offseason, work more in pass pro. He's already so great, but he has a chance to get better, and that's exciting, you know. Cooper Kupp has a chance to get healthy because we don't know, but we saw, I mean, I think a lot of people are really quick to discard Cooper Kupp, but this guy had 400-yard games this year, was banged up pretty much the entire year. I think he got really hurt in the Commanders game and just kind of pushed through it. But I think he'll be back. Puka Nacua looks like an absolute superstar. I mean, looks like a legitimate number 1 receiver, top 5. I mean, he, you know, how can you not feel good about what the Rams found out this year? In a season where I might have been joined by a few, maybe 2% of the Rams fan base felt that they were going to make the playoffs. I had them going 10-7, as you guys know, making the playoffs, losing to the Lions, although I had them losing to the Lions in the divisional round coming into the season. But that's neither here nor there. The Rams will have a second place schedule next year, and it should be more difficult, but the NFL works in cycles, so who the hell knows? What I do know is that I saw that look in Stafford's eye in the presser. I saw that look in Sean McVay's eye in the presser. This team will be back. And they are not just going to be paper dangerous. They're not just going to be talk show dangerous. They are going to snatch some they are going to snatch some souls. And look, I can't stress it enough. You watch this team. They're probably going to lose some coaches. They already lost Eric Henderson, their defensive line coach, could be replaced by AC Carter, who's currently their defensive line assistant. They're going to lose coaches. They might lose Raheem Morris, their defense coordinator. They're going to lose players. They might lose Jordan Fuller, which is kind of sad. Jordan Fuller didn't even get to play in his last game, playoff game or whatever. They might lose guys like that. They might lose guys like Michael Hoyt. They might lose guys like Jonah Williams. They might lose Kevin Dotson, Ahkello Witherspoon. I hope they don't. There's the potential they do. I'll say this. If you're going to make a 3-step plan on how the Rams get back to the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl and win the damn thing, because in case you haven't noticed the pattern, 2016, they missed the playoffs. 2017, they make the playoffs. 2018, Super Bowl. 2019, they missed the playoffs. 2020, they make the playoffs. 2021, Super Bowl. 2022, they miss the playoffs. 2023, they make the playoffs. 2024, I gotta say, it's early, but I'm gonna say, why can't this team be a Super Bowl team? For real, why not? Look at what they did this year. What's going to happen if they keep their offense that was top 8 in the league, by the way? And I mean, we only got to see 12 games with Kyren Williams healthy. Who's going to stop this offense with a full season of Kyren Williams healthy? Now, obviously, health is a big factor in this one. But assuming everyone stays healthy, they retain Kevin Dotson. Maybe they upgrade at center or left tackle. and they go out and they get another tight end, or Davis Allen takes the next step like we believe he can, since Kirby Joseph ruined Tyler Higbee's shot at playing. Let's just say they bring back the majority of their offense. 10 out of 11 guys, or 9 out of 11 guys. That's going to be a top 10 offense. Mike LaFleur is the most important offense coordinator Sean McVay has had, and he is staying by all accounts. So that's great. So then you look at the defense. You're like, okay, they made a makeshift defense. They went out and got pieces that no one else wanted to grab. There was a guy by the name of Ahkello Witherspoon who had interests from other teams. He chose to go to the Rams. Played very well. Was the number one corner. Had some big shoes to fill, and I think he did a really good job. Doesn't get enough credit. Does Ahkello Witherspoon come back? I think he does. I think there's a chance he does. Then you look at, okay, maybe this wasn't the best year for Kobe Durant. Well, he has a third year to, this upcoming season to turn it around. Darion Kendrick has a chance to turn this thing around and get better. I think at times you saw the potential there. The secondary, the safeties. Quentin Lake finally got a chance to really play a lot of games this year, and he looked really good. I'm excited for Quentin Lake. Now you got a guy like Russ Yeast, who finally got to play some legitimate playing time this year. He's going to really bode well off that. Ernest Jones, one of the best linebackers in football. Defensive line, they found, kind of like Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams, they found another stud, third rounder, Kobe Turner. They found another stud, Byron Young, third rounder, outside linebacker. Bobby Brown, Desjuan Johnson, Mr. Irrelevant, just a lot of different pieces. But they have a pathway to getting close to $80 million in cap space. I don't know if they'll do that, but they can restructure Stafford's contract to make this thing interesting. They could also rework contracts and make things interesting. They could add void years. Will they do that again? I don't know. I don't think so. They did just pay off $75 million in one season. I'm just saying. But this team knows they're not going to be okay with just, oh yeah, we're competing. No, I'd expect them to be players at the trade deadline. I'd expect them to make key free agency signings in the first wave, not care as much about the compensatory pick structure. I mean, this team is going to be out for blood. But anyway, the 3 steps to getting back to the Super Bowl. Number 1, retain your offense. Get Kevin Dotson back in horns. You did this with Austin Corbett, and unfortunately, I hate to say it's actually worked out because you got Kevin Dotson, Austin Corbett, poor Austin Corbett, suffered a season-ending injury. Then he had a hard time coming back from it. So, okay, don't do it again with Kevin Dotson. Don't. Sign him. He's worth it. So, you sign Kevin Dotson. Offensive line looks good. I'd bring back DeMarcus Robinson. I'd draft another running back, whatever. But for the most part, you retain the offense. You keep that somewhat the same, just about the same. Then the defense. Step number 2, you find players, you find ways to generate more takeaways. Sounds simple, but imagine if Stafford had 10 more possessions this year than he had last year. This upcoming season in 2024. You got a great quarterback, you got a great offense, but they weren't getting free possessions like some of these other guys. That's why they're playing more snaps than the Rams. So I want to see a transformative look on the defensive side with an emphasis on taking the ball away. I don't mind a gambling defense, but you need to win more than you lose. And then the third thing is you got to, first off, keep your coaching staff intact. But I'll say number 3, you got to find a kicker. You got to find your kicker. You can't underestimate that. That is important. Brett Maher was not the problem in the playoffs. He was not. But they're going to want to find a franchise kicker since they let Matt Gay go, and he had like a 95% kicking rate when he was at the Rams. You normally don't let those guys go. They did. they need to go and right their wrongs there. They have to find their kicker. They got their punter. They got their long snapper when he comes back from injury. They got a lot of pieces, and they got a lot of cap space. So the question is, are they going to go need only? Are they going to go after an edge? Are they going to go after, a tackle? Are they going to go after a corner? Are they going to go after safety, inside linebacker? How are they going to do it? Are they going to go bargain? Are they going to go big? Whatever. Or are they going to go crazy here? Are they going to take this season like, man, this was some BS. Like, we had a chance. Like, we should have won the Super Bowl with this team. Probably not. But what if they just went out and were like, you know what? T. Higgins, come on down. Hunter Henry, come on down. And they just loaded up that offense. And then they go out and they get some big name on the defensive side, whether that's Brian Burns or whoever, Patrick Queen. I wouldn't be surprised. But the point I'm making here is that the Rams have put themselves in a position where they are in such a good position with salary cap space to work with and 10 picks, potentially. A first-round pick, number 19th overall. They're in a position where they can do some damage, and I will not bet against this team going back to the Super Bowl in 2024. The pattern shows it, but we all know how the Rams are. Sean McVay keeps him in any game. We only know that one thing Sean McVay can't do. He can't outcoach, and he can't beat the injury bug. So if they're unfortunately given the injury bug like they had in 2022, then okay, all bets are off. But I don't foresee that at all. I think this year things start to turn around in a big way, and there's only one Sean McVay in the league, and only the Rams have him. So those are my thoughts. I'm very optimistic for next season. I really wish I wasn't having to record this. I would much rather be game planning and previewing for the Buccaneers game. But that's just not what ended up happening now. So you have to make do with what you do. And look, I appreciate you guys supporting me. I hope you guys continue to watch. This is not the end of my coverage. This is not the end of the Rams coverage or anything. I mean, for real. But that's it there. What I will say this last part, if you guys want more of a unfiltered, uncensored, content, I guess, like just, audio podcast, the Jake Ellenbogen show dropped 2 days ago. I've recorded 2 episodes. You can check them out on all streaming platforms except for Apple Podcasts. I'm currently waiting for them to accept me. Aside from that, it's on everything. Spotify, you can find it in the community tab on YouTube, Spreaker, whatever. It is all over all the podcast platforms except for Apple. I'll let you guys know when it hits Apple. But check that out. Let me know. I'll be talking about sports. I'll be talking about music and TV shows and movies and, no politics, obviously, and no religion or anything like that. But it'll be fun. So it already is fun, and you guys are already liking it for the most part. Well, people that have listened. So appreciate you guys. You guys check that out. Link is in the description below. I'll see you guys soon. Get ready. Buckle up. The draft content, you're either ready for it or you're not. But I'm about to steamroll you guys with the draft content because I'm going to be doing a lot of homework starting next week. We're getting right into it very early on, probably the earliest I've done it. So excited for it. But I'll see you guys soon. Take care, folks. Later.
Start playing Pick'em or Weekly Fantasy for any sport today, Jake. Users will receive a 100% deposit match up to $100 if they use promo code OTE at sign up. Start playing Pick'em and Weekly Fantasy Football today with Underdog Fantasy.
Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.